Hey, stop it. I shouldn't have to justify my sideways hat. Sideways hat are always entertaining. Um, Today's the 24th, and tomorrow a special astronomical event is happening based on science and technology decisions. I hope that there'd be a documentary that would say, the history of all the things that went wrong with Hubble and why, so we can understand our priorities when employing science. There was a geek, a science geek, Canadian science geek on CBC, and he's excited. His eyes were really red, not sure why, about talking about, going into space or making it more affordable so more people can go up there to get the experience of seeing the Earth from space to motivate us to understand how precious it is and how scary it is out there and how that's our home and develop the environmental worldviews that we need, like an ecocentric one. Except that saying something like that is utterly ridiculous, right? It's an example of cognitive dissonance. It's believing that doing that, sending more people in space and all the mining required, the fuel required, the damage to the atmosphere required for people to act differently. You should do measurements to see how many people act differently that have been there after that, and see really if there's a significant difference to actually collapse, the climate emergency faster, taking that chance. There's simpler ways to do it, people, like taking my course when it starts the third year soon. But what causes science geeks, not just Canadians all around the world, to talk about things in a way that is demonstrating that they are very excited to promote certain things that give them value or that make life more exciting for them, but they are still not systems thinkers that understand, even if you stick with one subject, like let's say, Earth protection type worldviews, to actually get it right. And that's kind of weird. So I hope everything goes well with that telescope tomorrow, and it's things that I've always been interested in, being the vice president of an astronomy club, and praising against the admiration I have for my cousin, who was a lot more involved in that club than I should have been when I had insecurities to get over at the time and anxieties to get over at the time that my family was not comfortable discussing, so I didn't have the awareness of how I was underproductive and now I seem overproductive. Or at least that's if you kind of consider what are productive behaviors or not. So anyways, I hope things go well tomorrow. This is also my wish of a good Christmas day, to actually have that mission succeed. I am curious to see further back in time. And by the way, I was supposed to have become a cosmologist, so of course I enjoy considering ideas of grand unification theories in cosmology as well. And one of them is related to gravity having an impact on time and how fast or slow it flows. Another one is considering what we might believe falls under the realms of the social sciences only, or even of what higher life forms are capable of, but there's actually evidence for a force of intent that could be merged, although you'll have to figure out how to merge that with the other four forces. So anyways, hope tomorrow is an interesting day for science, and I hope that you realize that a lot of the geeks you admire contradict themselves as much as anybody else.